Alright, welcome to episode 3 of my Ultimate Slayer series. Today we're going to cover the Asgarnia Misthalin collection log. I thought this was an interesting log because it does have a lot of items and they come from a variety of monsters, but they're all fairly common save for the one big drop that ends up being the bottleneck for this collection, and that's the Wyvern Crossbow. So let's go ahead and look at all the monsters that we'll have to kill and how to kill them reasonably efficiently. First up we've got Goblins with 2 items for the collection. The Goblin Male with a drop rate of around 1 in 12, and the Goblin Book with a drop rate of around 1 in 64. I ended up simply killing these guys in Lumbridge. I placed down a cannon, I drank some aggression potion, and I let my magic Revo bar do the most of the work for me. If you do have a staff with the Caroming 4 perk, it's going to speed up a lot of these grinds that we're going to do today, so I would highly recommend taking some time and investing in that perk. While we're staying in Lumbridge, we can also come just a bit north to kill some chickens and chase another 2 log slots. Those will be the 1 in 128 cornucopia drop and the offhand rubber chicken. That shouldn't be too rare itself, but it's apparently only dropped by a special chicken that falls from the sky and announces his return to Gielinor with a fancy text line. I was always AFK whenever I did this, so I never actually saw that chicken, but I'm gonna trust the wiki that that's true. Anyway, next up are the Mogars, who can be found south of Port Sarim at Mudskipper's Point. And they play host to 3 collection log drops. The 1 in 25 Crunchy Claw token, which can be traded in for a nifty little crab pet, the 1 in 32 Mudskipper hat, and the 1 in 64 Flippers, which were a staple fashion piece for your average elitist 2015 PVMer. To kill Mogars, you are going to need to have fishing explosives, which can be bought from any Slayer Master, and they can also be stored on your tool belt. The method to kill these guys is very simple. You're just going to want to click on one of these bubbling fishing spots to summon a Mogar, and you will have to kill these guys one at a time. I've seen some people use an old Act coil to speed this up a little bit. It ends up being a bit of an active hunt, but overall this took me about 45 minutes to get all 3 of the items I needed. Ooh, there we go. There's the first item. That's the Crunchy Crab token coming in. Feels like it took quite a while just to get one on the board there. That was like 20 minutes. There we go though. That should open up the floodgates. Hey, there we go. Just a couple minutes later, that's the Mudskipper hat coming in. 2 out of 3. And there we go. Mogars are done. There's the Flippers. Good stuff. The next monster on our list are the Skeletal Wyverns. These guys are also located south of Port Sarim in the Ice Dungeon. We'll be hunting the 1 in 512 Granite Legs drop. This one ended up taking me a little while, about 4 hours, but I found myself a nice little spot that I liked here where I could place down my cannon and AFK with aggression potions. No way. I just came back from resupplying. I was here for a couple hours already, and I had to go bank to get some more potions, but there we go. Barely a sip of potion in this trip, and we got the Granite Leg, so good to get that one done. While we're still in the Port Sarim area, we can also come to the QBD / the Grotworm layer and hunt a 1 in 33 Royal Cape drop from the baby Grotworms on the first level. There's no fancy technique here, just kind of have to run around and kill each of these one by one. Fortunately, this drop is pretty common, so you won't be here too long. The 4 pieces of the Bone Scepter are the next 4 items on our collection log hunt today. And we'll need to kill 1 monster on each of the 4 levels of the Security Stronghold to get their 4 respective pieces. On the first level, we'll need to kill Minotaurs. On the second level, we'll need to kill Flesh Crawlers. On the third level, we'll kill Catablopons. Amazing monster name, I love saying that by the way. Catablopons. Anyway, on the final level, we'll need to kill Ankus. The staff pieces are all quite common. I want to say they're about 1 in 50 each, but there are some things that will vary your drop rates. Things like the Luck of the Dwarves, and even the Varrock armor from the task set that can bring your drop rate down as low as 1 in 8. But ultimately, these should be a relatively quick bunch of log slots, and end up providing you a really nice teleport item for future Slayer or Clue Scrolls. While we're in the Stronghold of Security, we do need to kill Shades as well to get their Robe Top and their Robe Bottoms drop. Each of those are a 1 in 16, and I actually got these done really quickly, so here's my clip. Oh my goodness, there's the back-to-back Shade Robes, no dupes. Just built different in the RNG department. The next 8 log slots all come from the Warriors Guild Cyclops. We'll need to grind out the 8 metal defenders from bronze up to dragon. To access the Cyclops, we're first going to need to earn ourselves some warrior guild tokens that are going to allow us to pay for a temporary access to the Cyclops room. The way I always liked to gather my tokens back in the day was to place a metal armor set, like a rune armor set, down on these dummies, and the dummies are going to animate those to make them come alive and attack you. Once they come to life, you can just kill them and repeat the process over and over until you have enough tokens to kill a bunch of Cyclops. Each of the defenders is a 1 in 50 drop rate, and once you do get one defender, you're going to need to exit and re-enter the room to indicate that you're hunting for the next tier up of defender. So overall, this can be a little bit of a time-consuming grind. Lastly, we have the living wyverns. These guys are definitely the bottleneck on the Asgarnia collection log, playing host to the 1 in 253 raptor key piece, as well as the elusive 1 in 2000 Wyvern Crossbow drop. I used to kill these in the ice dungeon using melee to quickly go between each wyvern, but nowadays there's a really cool AFK mage method in the wilderness. Doing certain slayer tasks in the wilderness can be really efficient, as you're going to benefit from passive damage increase to monsters, as well as a damage reduction from those monsters. All that is thanks to the Infernal Puzzle Box. Specifically for the living wyverns today, you can also benefit from the Stone of Jas damage buff by entering the Glacier Cavern, and that'll allow you to really pump out some quick kills here. So the method is to use magic with Crypt Bloom armor and animate dead, place a cannon down a couple tiles north of this dead tree, then come down a bit southwest and stand next to this other dead tree. The wyverns will all get aggroed by the cannon, and they'll start to clump up near your player, where your revo bar is going to do all of the work for you. This method was substantially faster than the old melee method I used to use, and with this you can get just shy of around 800 kills per hour. So if you were a main account who was rich enough to be using Slayer wildcards for all of your hunts, this could actually be a very quick log slot. One last thing to consider when hunting this Wyvern Crossbow are Fellstock sticks. Using Fellstock incense sticks can increase the chance for an elite Slayer monster to spawn by 4%, and since elite Slayer monsters roll on their respective drop table 3 times instead of just 1, it effectively means that a Wyvern Crossbow would be 3 times more common from an elite. So the more elite spawns you can get, the quicker you're going to get the bow. And here's the clip of me finally getting mine. Oh, I heard the jingle. Yes, yes, there it is. There's the Wyvern Crossbow. There's the title done. I can't say I went dry on this at all. It just feels so good to get a rare drop like that. That's the 1 in 2000 Wyvern Crossbow done. 3rd Slayer collection log. Let me go pick this up right away. Try not to die with all the wyverns attacking me at once. Oh my goodness, I got an Excal or something. This Masterwork staff's also super noticeable for situations like this. I was kind of critical of the 2% healing in my video I made, but it's been putting in work with these Slayer grinds. Let me try and get a screenshot here and finish off the task, and then we'll go sell this guy. Alright, quick chat the KC, 2,831 living wyverns, so touch overrate, but really not bad at all. Let's put it in at -20 for 24 million GP, sells right away for 30. That's what I'm talking about right there. This is a good day. Go ahead and put on the title too. Nice blue color, protector of the piece, really cool. It's a nice log to get done too, because it's the first log that opens up whenever you open up the actual Slayer collection logs. So for completing the Asgarnia Misthalin collection log, I've unlocked myself the Protector of the Peace title, which has this really nice blue color. That's now my 3rd Slayer collection log complete, en route to the Ultimate Slayer title, and it brings us to the end of this video today. I hope it was entertaining, or at least informative to any fellow Ultimate Slayer chasers out there. If you do want to keep up with my Ultimate Slayer progress, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.